Alright, I will talk a little bit about Billboard material and also compare the 2D billboard with the 3D objects in the context of composing a scenario. So first, let me show you the updated version of this sky level. So first, if you see there are some new people showed up, I call this as a billboard people. They are actually two-dimension masked material, but it's always facing the camera. So you never see the back on the side of this billboard people. You can also see I have a few other people there. Okay, they're billboard. You can also see this technique can be applied into some decorative objects. So for example, this column is actually a billboard. If I look around, is automatically rotate facing the camera. Okay, so it's not really a 3 dimension. If I fly up, you can see it's a very thin layer of texture. And I have another version. In this one is actually 3D objects of the same column, right? So there's the pros and cons of using billboard decorative objects versus 3D. Of course, I think 3D, because it is 3D, you are able to interact with it. You can have collisions. However, if you really pay attention to the detail, when you capture this through 3D AI, it kind of get lost of these nice details. If you see the billboard version, it has all the really nice details preserved. Okay, so there's the pros and cons, with using either billboard or 3D. Okay, so I will teach you a little bit how I did this billboard method compared to the 3D capture. So first, with a 2D texture in Photoshop, just make sure you have a PNG, you have a transparent background, so you save as a alpha channel. So this is the transparent material. Then you can bring that into a real project. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you. This is the Photoshop image with transparent background, right? I did this in AI. I do upscaled this in stable diffusion. That's the reason you see the higher resolution here. So I transfer this PNG file into this folder in our project folder. It's called Billboard. And here I have a bunch of objects, actors, customized. So this is called Billboard Vertical, BBV. If I double click, it has a really simple script. We'll set the material of this flat rectangular surface. It has in this default material called cutout. So the script will automatically loading external material into this default, replace the default material. And the external material, because it's public variable, so is exposed in a level. So right now I have this one called BB material default. If I search, you can see this is that default material. If I double click, this one basically is the children of a parent material. The parent material is called cutout, and this one has the color map, which has an alpha channel PNG file. So in the future, if you do want to replace, right, you want to create your own material, is very easy. So first, you duplicate the current one, right click, duplicate, or you can drag it into your personal folder, choose duplicate. Once you duplicate, double click. For example, this is the duplicate version. Double click, then you can swap the base color map with a new PNG file. So that is how the column looks like in this cutout material. Okay, so that's the whole process. And then once you have this here, in the future, if you want to use it, for example, I want to use it in my level, I will just drag the BBV into my level. And here in the material 0, I can swap to the new one I just created. In this case, I can drag and drop. You have to play in order to see the change. So here I have these kind of tiny columns, right? Is a 2D billboard material right here. And I can see all the nice details preserved. All right. So that is the whole process, how you can use these billboard objects, just drag it in, and then you can swap uh, the material to a different one. And you can definitely change the proportions. Really depends on your original PNG. If it's really high, tall, you can change the scale. So in this case, I change the scale to 5:15. Keep the ratio 1:3. But for the people, I think this is just 1:1. Okay, so that's a technique of using billboard. I will also show you really quick if you want to do 3D. Although I think you kind of lost the nice details, it's definitely doable. You can use many 3D AI program. This is a program called Rodin, Rodin. Free. You can have some credit. You can log in, and then you can upload your PNG file with transparent background. This is automatically generate the 3D model for you. Then you can download the geometry and the material. Right. Once you download, here I can show you. I put the file directly under my personal folder 3D. So this is the file we brought in. This is OBJ file, I believe. Let me check the original. Yeah, so this is the zipped file. Once you download, I think this is OBJ file. Yeah. Then you have some textures with it. So once you bring in, you can create a new texture shader, and then you can load in these images. Base color map, metallic, and this one is roughness, and this one is normal. So once you reassemble this material, you can assign this material directly to this new column. Just make sure you rename it, because sometimes the file is always coming with a default. Unreal don't like the same name, so I rename this from base to column. Yeah, that's how you see the material show up, right here, and then you can just drag it in. I think the unit is millimeters probably. That's the reason here I changed the scale like 400, 800, and you have these big columns. Okay, so that's how you bring the 3D columns in. Again, it's really up to you. You can either use the billboard or the 3D version. In my opinion, I think the billboard works pretty nice. As long as you are not doing a super large project object, so you can see it works really good for the trees, for the columns. Here I can show you another map. So here if I play, you can see I put some billboard people here. They looks pretty okay, right? This is 2D billboard people. I think I also put some columns there. They do interacting with the lighting, so that's nice. And you can have these really nice details, right? You won't get this in 3D version. So 2D preserved all the nice details. Another example, in a one, I think it's a Mason transparent. If I play, I put several people in a neighborhood. So just give you the sense of human scale. Okay. All right. I hope this will be helpful for you to think about the billboard people or billboard tree or billboard decorations as a part of your scenario.